Hey everybody, Barry here again. We're back at the truck. How cool is that? Finally. It's been like 2 weeks since I touched it. So obviously we know the rear end is dead. It's broken axle. It's not going to be able to be resurrected as of right now anyway. But I have a week until a car show here that's really important to me. My buddy Brendan McLean and his girlfriend were killed in a car crash. And he was an avid car guy, so they're having a memorial car show for him next week, and it's 2 years ago that it actually happened. So I want to take the truck there. I do have a rear end. Please don't get mad at me yet, but Matt Fifield gave me this rear end and he's like, all right, just give me back the wheels. I want the wheels back. It's like, perfect, they're 4-bolt, I don't want them anyway. So anyway, here it is. This is, I don't know what they're called, turbines or something, but anyway, they're 4 bolts. You get dumb little hubcaps on them. I don't like them at all, but I don't have any axles to put in it that are 5-bolt, and so I'm going to bolt all this on. And I asked Matt if I could loan the wheels for a week or so, and he said, yeah, go for it. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I tipped it with this end up. I had it stood up on its end. I don't know why, but anyway, the drain was right there. It poured every bit of gear oil out in my driveway, in my carport, but whatever. I'm just going to clean this up for a minute here. So I'm going to spray some stuff on it and then power wash it just so I don't have to drag it all over the floor in there. And then the rat rod is right there. Oh, the old girl, how I've missed you. So I'm going to go clean this up really quick and then we'll pull the truck in and get a game plan here, see what the width is, if it's going to look stupid with those narrow little wheels on it. Figure out how I'm going to put 275s on a 6-inch wide wheel. It's like the opposite of stretched. It's going to have so much sidewall. But anyway, let's get to it. Get it all the gear oil out of the shoes. We don't want any of that in there. That'll make her stink. Whoa, that was dirty. Oh, I'm filling up the back of the Cadillac. So I posted a post on Facebook last night and asked, I have this 4-bolt Mustang diff with drums on it. Is it limited slip? What gears could it have? I have no idea whatsoever about these Mustang diffs. But then I thought, these tires are very evenly worn. Like this one will be fully treaded, you would think, if it was an open diff. So that gives me hope. Also, yeah, there is a tag on the rear end right here. It says 3L73. And one of the Facebook people said, look for something, 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 something. And what he actually said was 3L73. So he said that would mean 373 gears, limited slip. Great. I think that's what I got in the rat rod now, is 373s. So all I'd have to do to make my speedometer accurate is just update the tire height, which would be fine. I don't really care about that. I have a GPS speedometer in it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Let's pull this junk off. Well, it doesn't seem as dirty now anyway. Oh, boy, that's something. Oh boy, wrong side of that. Well, okay. It worked. All right. So, rear end's in the garage, which I did in kind of a backwards order, but whatever. Now we'll pull the truck in. Please run. Please run. All right, I've got to prime the pump a handful of times because they don't have check valves. And the fuel always leaks back. So, let's see. a second again. That sat here for 2 weeks and has not been fired up or moved. Battery's not dead, starts and runs. That's amazing. Man, I miss this thing. Good old roll up windows. It sounds so good. All right, let's see if it moves, because I don't know if the axle is gonna fall out of it or not. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't skip. I just gotta get in there. Come on, woo! Oh, I got no brakes. I forgot that. Jam her up in gear. I gotta roll that window down in case I accidentally hit the power locks and lock the keys in. Well, while we're here, I'm gonna put this tape down and do a 10-second measurement to see if this is even feasible. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Okay, so the tire is pretty much right there. And what do we have for width? I'll say 72 inches. That'll be 6 feet. Please be somewhere near that. Oh no, I don't think it is. Oh, I don't know though. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. There. And we've got 66 inches, so we're 5.5 feet. So it's gonna be in 3 inches from where it is there. But if I can put them big old juicy meats on there, on those wheels, it might not be as bad. We'll have more sidewall. I don't even care. It's going under there. It's going under there anyway. That's it. Need to get this thing rolling. So changing out a rear diff might seem like a lot, but it's really not. It's just these 4 bolts right here. I don't even have to undo any U-bolts because of the way I designed this. It's just a bolt, a plate that sandwiches the leaf springs, and then undo these 2 right here, and then I can let go of my brake hose right here off the caliper and off this line, and then the whole rear end can fall down. Well, along with also unbolt the rear end yoke right there. So it's not too much. I should have it done on the ground in probably less than half an hour. Now I know it leaked out most of the brake fluid, but I am gonna just nip these on here just to stop any more fluid from coming out when I undo this caliper. I don't have that problem over here because that all left when the wheel came off and the axle broke. Hey, you're gonna love this feature. Quick release axles. Probably should have left that on so I could leave it on the ground. Yeah, I think I might pull that back in so I could just lay the whole thing on the ground. Much more simple. Well, I'll leave the wheel off for now anyway, because we can see better. So what I'm going to do is strap the rear end up to the frame. And I think that'll make it a lot easier on me. But dude, everything here is completely buried in gear oil. Obviously from when it gave out. And I don't really like the smell or the taste of gear oil. It's pretty disgusting. Okay, so that's fine. Not gonna pull the rear cover off. I know what gears are in it, according to the tag. I doubt anybody's changed that. So, yeah, let's do the thing. The brake lines are unbolted. All that's let go, so that can stay with the truck. And, oh boy. Here we go. Oh, my caliper still has a bunch of fluid in it. That's okay. So now the whole brake lines and all that stuff is disconnected. What can I do now? I might as well let go of that brake line. It doesn't really need to be there. More junk out of the way. So that's still a good brake line. I'll keep that. It was a brand new one that I put on. Okay, so the only thing I left now is the shocks and that. And shock bolts, let's try those. See how well they'll come out. Oh, not so bad actually. Well, I can't remember if the shocks now are holding the weight of the diff or if the springs are. I cannot remember, but we'll find out in a second. Well, really, either way, I guess right now the straps are holding the weight of the diff anyway. Oh, look at that. Ah, that's great. And evidently my bolts were too long, so I had to stack bolt nuts on them. So I'll also address that. I had to stack this big nut thing on there. I must not have had the right length at the time. I need to get one of those head mount things that Matt wears from Sloppy. Those things, it seems to be great, so I don't have to be using a tripod all the time. I can be like first person. So, what do we got here? That's like a 17. That's not a 19 at all. But, ooh, shocks are free. Woo! So apparently the bolt is a 5/8, and the nut is 11/16. So weird. These aren't excessively tight. Oh. Which I'm okay with, but man, it's so loud. God, I hate loud stuff. But I checked them before I left, and I tightened them down as much as I could, these bolts right here. So it seems like they may have backed off a little bit, or just everything's settled and needs to be tightened periodically. This is a very simple setup, and the cool thing is it allows you to get rid of the U-bolts, big clunky U-bolts and a big bracket thing that goes underneath, and you just use this plate and you sandwich it. Now the one issue with that is if this breaks, then there's nothing holding your rear end to the springs, like with a regular U-bolt style. If this perch breaks off, then your rear end says bye-bye. But, you know, overweld it if you're going to do it. So that's one side done. Now I wish I'd taken this tire off too. Well, we're ready to pull the diff down. Woo! I was this close. I just pulled the handles down. I looked and I was like, drive shaft's still in it. Darn. There we go. Much gooder. I think now I can actually take this down. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, this strap is slack. Woo! That means I should be able to undo it without it rolling and breaking my face. Hopefully, anyway. There's one. Oh, backwards. There's one strap. And the second one. Just got to undo from there. I already have all the engineering side of it done. All I need to do is cut off tabs off of this and weld onto the other Mustang diff, pretty much. Well, everything's unbolted. Let's see what happens. There we go. That's the stuff. All right. Alrighty. Look at that. All good. Everything I need is right here. So I just got to cut that off with a plasma cutter. And right there. And then weld that onto this one. I've got the two diffs laid out in place here. And obviously, this one is much wider. But also, look at that tire difference. There's a full tread more of tire out here. So I think having this tire on that rim will make a huge difference. Now, of course, I know that putting a 275 on this little tiny rim is not really recommended, but it's actually not that narrow. I'd say it's probably, I don't know, maybe 7 inches wide. So, you know, whatever, I'll make it work. I will make it work, and hopefully the tire being a lot fatter and a lot more sidewall will give it the look that I need. And, well, no further ado, I guess I better start cutting this stuff off. And I'll also cut all of that junk off. I'm leaving all this, I don't even care. One more issue, I do have a big pattern flange right here. This one is, of course, a small pattern. I think all I'm gonna do is unbolt this one, pull this flange off, bolt it right on there. That'll stop me from having to mess with U-joints, of finding another conversion joint and buying another one and all that messing around. And if I have a pinion seal, maybe I'll throw that in too, because I hate leaks so much. But anyway, I hate this diff. I'm gonna keep everything that's in here because it is still good. And maybe at one point I'll chop off that end and put the regular C-clip ones back on. Like I have these ends right here. Now it is much bigger because it's out of an Explorer, not a Mustang. But, you know, this is the correct end for an 8.8. That's a 9-inch end that I welded on. Well, the weld didn't break anyway. If there's anything you can say, at least the weld didn't break. Oh, and something I wanted to point out really quick. Jorge got his double cab, long box, dually C30, I think it is. Like, it's a big truck. And he got that running and driving today with an 8.1 and an Allison in it. And it's absolutely nuts. So if he'll send me a picture, I'll try to tag it up in this video and or put a post or something on YouTube about it, but it is sick. Slight change of plans, not too serious. I'm using a plasma cutter here. And it's not quite powerful enough to blow through the weld, 1/8-inch steel, and then the weld again. And I'm making a huge mess with it. And it's really globbing up inside of there, and I'm gonna burn up the tip on it. Okay, I burned up the tip on it. So what I'm gonna do is just lob off the top of this here with the grinder, with just the angle grinder. And I'll leave this square piece because I'm not messing with it. But I can salvage this if I need to when I go to rebuild this diff, because all I have to do is grind away this slab here, or the slag or whatever, and just re-weld that spot. Everything else is still there. So I'm just gonna cut straight in there with a zip cut and just salvage the plate, because I still have these pieces here that I got from Concrete Concepts, and they sit right on there, nice and flush, and I can weld them the whole way around in here. And all I need to do is weld these plates on top of this. I know it's not quite as beefy as that, but it'll work just fine. Those are really, really thick plates. Plates are off and they're very hot. Oh man, I put a lot of heat in those when I welded them, didn't I? They're blue. So yeah, like I was saying, I can still salvage all this here if I need to. If this diff does, if I end up using it, I might just use that housing if I decide to do anything because it's already there and it's complete. Oh man, it's super warm. I'm gonna go get another coffee because I'm tired. But yeah, getting there. I just need a little bit of steel to make shock mounts. These right here, I tried to cut them off with a plasma cutter and just, I don't know why, I don't know if it's not working right or what, but it's just destroying everything. So might need a tip or something. But yeah, that's all good. It's nice and heavy. I like this thick stuff. This 1/8 inch thick is really good. And I didn't have to unbolt this. I thought I was gonna have to, but whatever. So I'm gonna go pull that pinion thing off, put it on that one. I'll use plasma cutter and grind off all this thinner stuff right here. Those are actually not bad looking shock mount there. But then I think that one bolts on there. So nothing is nice on this. It's just disgusting. I was just looking at this thing, and the funny thing is, I actually can't take the wheels off. So how is this gonna work, I wonder? How's this gonna work? I don't care, I'll burn those tires off anyway. But I don't really know how to get my new tires on these rims. I'll probably just weld a nut onto it and pull it off that way. Who knows? I think that's what I might do. If I can get those hubcaps off, it'll be a lot easier to see what I'm gonna do. But that's not really a priority right now. Come on, please work. Woohoo! Come on! Do things. That is severely messed up. Man, that was not easy to get off. Wow. I'm less than optimistic about this one. Wow. Wow. What? Okay, that was real time, I promise. Dude. How is this 30-year-old diff that's probably never been taken apart easier to get apart than mine that was less than a year ago? What? Wow. I might as well just dump the fluid out of the pinion now, I guess. As if there's any fluid in it. Probably not. Oh boy, there's water in it. That's also less than ideal. Huh. Good soup. Let me just pop you right back on there. Oh boy. Wow, that is a lot of water. Well, too late now. Let me just pop this on there. Don't fall out. Come on. Oh no. Oh no. Weird. Okay, I jacked it up a little bit. Let's try this again. Ugh. Yuck. That is gross. Come on, just rotate. Okay, well, I'm gonna go change the seal. Well, I checked, and we have a pinion seal in stock. This one is National 3604, and it fits the fox bodies. And I think it's the same seal that I put in that fox body diff. And also, I think it's the same seal that goes in all the Ford trucks with the 8.8s, because they use the same pinion, the same flange, all that stuff. So I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same. But yeah, I'm gonna go put it in. So the more I whack this seal, the more water runs out of it. I don't understand. I don't know. Come on. I don't know. Let's take it out and see what happens. I'd rather not have water in there. Gross. Oh boy! Holy! Ah, you're supposed to stay in there. You're not supposed to fall out. Okay, so that's actually, I can't even say that's unexpected, not at all. Okay, so I don't think there's any more water left in it. I'm just gonna give it the old brake clean. That stuff evaporates really well anyway. We'll let that run off for a second, then I'm gonna clean up these bearings and throw a new seal in it. And we're donezo's. And I'll probably just pour the fluid in after also while I got it here. Although I don't see where the fluid goes in. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, I'm gonna pour it in through the pinion hole too. Well, I'm kind of sad. I went up front to look for some gear oil and thought was a banana peel on the floor. And I found this cute little guy. He was on the floor and I guess he got in and hit a window or something. But I think I'll bury him out back. Rest in peace, little buddy. Okay, I gotta go install that pinion seal before I cry. Now, I'm sure somebody's gonna give me a hard time for not pulling this apart, seeing why there was water in it, all that fun stuff, but I only need this to last a week. Now, that will be 5 days longer than the last rear end lasted me. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about now. I'm gonna pour, oh, I never got any gear oil. I found the bird. All right, I'll get some gear oil and then I'll pour that in first. And it takes 2 quarts, according to the Googler. It takes 2 quarts of 75/90 synthetic. So I'm gonna put 2 quarts of 80/90 in it. And I'm not sure if it calls for limited slip additive, but I'm not going to put any of that in because apparently it allows more slip and a non-chattery, non-noisy rear end. And I don't really want any slip because I want to do burnouts and not look like a fool when it's like spinning one tire. I'm not really into that. Yeah, I should probably put that crush sleeve back in too. Yeah, I should do that. Please don't flip over. Oh no, the sway bar things are in the way. Trash. Woo! Progress. So, I have to say, this is absolutely the fastest way to fill up gear oil in your rear end. All you have to do is take the rear end out, tip it up on its end, remove the pinion flange and the nut, and the seal, bearing, shim. It might not be that fast. Probably not that fast if you're not doing what I'm doing here. Okay, seal is in. Got it wetted up and all the accompanying parts. Ooh, nice. It fits. It's always good when you don't check to see if it actually fits before doing all of the other things. Okay, and I'm gonna haul out the handy dandy torque wrench. Well, it would seem that we have a perfectly usable rear diff, but who knows?
Okay, it is installed. It's a thing. Okay. Hey, it rolls forward now. Great. Probably lack of fluid or something on the clutches. But anyway, oh, okay. That turns the everything. Anyway, so I just want to get some of that fluid in around the gears and stuff. It actually turns really nice. No issues there at all?
So we're good. Great. This is part 1 of getting the rear end put in this truck because I'm going to be a week or so at it. And I'm going to finish it up here because I didn't realize how excessively long this video was going to be. But I'm going to chop it up the best I can. So, yeah. This is progress. This is great. All I got to do in the next one is to weld the perches onto the rear end, weld my plates on, bolt it up in place. But I do have to check my pinion height and angle before I finish weld anything. So I'll sort of lay the truck down on the frame, weld it up. Good stuff. We'll have some spring or some shock perches. I'll figure out what I'm doing with the brakes. I'll figure that out a little bit later, and whether I'm going to use those drums or I'll figure something else out. But that's not really the main priority right now. Of course, I will have brakes on it. So I'm going to finish it up here and go home and dream about this thing because I've missed it so much. And I will see you on the next one. So thanks for checking out the channel. Thanks to all the new subscribers. There's a whole bunch of people coming in lately, and it's really cool to see you. Hello. And thanks to my YouTube members and patrons. If you want to check out my Patreon, it's patreon.com/stationroadratrods. YouTube members link is down here. And also my Teespring store. That's all kinds of fun stuff there too. Like a license plate. Like a shirt that has this license plate on it, or a hoodie and all that fun stuff. And that's actually should be under the videos now because I have a merch store thing, or a shelf, or whatever you call it. So that's pretty cool too. Check that out. And thanks for watching. Have a great day, everybody.